The European Union is a collection of 28 countries in Europe that have come together to coordinate their economic, social, and political policies. The Eurozone is a subset of those countries that have chosen to give up their currencies and accept a common currency, the euro. Countries that did accept the euro, they were able to borrow money at very low interest rates. That led to a spending spree during the 2000s that was ultimately unsustainable. The European economic crisis started in 2010. Countries like Greece, Ireland, Spain, and Portugal started to find that they could no longer borrow in international markets. They had to dramatically cut spending as a result. That meant lower incomes. Unemployment rose to extraordinarily high levels, in some cases above 30 or 40%. That in turn reduced the spending power of the citizens and reduced their prospects for the future as well. When the European crisis hit, Ireland and Portugal and Greece came to the International Monetary Fund and to the European Central Bank and to the European Commission and asked for financing. That financing was designed to give some breathing space. Done the right way, that rescue package can be extraordinarily positive for the welfare of people in the country. Unfortunately, often those packages make no one happy. The global financial system is deeply connected, and in ways that we don't always fully understand. Economic contagion is when a shock in one country translates to significant economic pressures in other countries. What was particularly important in the European crisis was the financial channels of contagion. If a European bank gets into trouble, that bank may well be operating in the United States. Would you put your money in that bank? Probably not. If you had money in that bank, you may want to get it out. So a run on a bank in Europe may very quickly become a run on a bank in the United States. Debt plays a critical role in crises. In many cases, debt in countries doesn't reflect sensible investment decisions, but rather reflects the deferral of tough choices, because it may involve cutting social spending or reducing investment or raising taxes, all really difficult choices. Crises are what happens when that's no longer viable. In the European context, a monetary union has raced ahead of fiscal union. The Europeans have realized that it really is a tremendous sacrifice of sovereignty to take the fiscal functions that are done at a national level and to give those powers to some sort of overarching European-wide government. And they've resisted that. But as a result, when you need to come in and save banks or help address severe unemployment, there isn't really the capacity to do that at the pan-European level. That means the burden falls on governments themselves. And if you have a government that is already deemed uncreditworthy, they then don't have the capacity. The United States has a profound interest in Europe succeeding. First and foremost, it's about trade. Strong European growth will mean strong demand for American products. We will be able to export more. We will have greater prosperity. But it goes beyond trade. An American bank is operating in 50, 75, 100 countries. And so we need a strong and vibrant Europe that can create an environment in which we can save and invest safely and get strong economic returns. The United States has a number of options for how it can respond to a reemergence of the European crisis. Of course, one option is to do nothing. The second option would be to work bilaterally with the country that is in crisis. Another option would be to work through multilateral organizations, and specifically through the International Monetary Fund. One more option is to create some sort of international forum at which these problems might be worked out. One important forum is the Group of 20 countries, or the G20 as it's often called. Another option would be to organize a debt forgiveness conference. While the economic issues that are involved with a renewed financial crisis in Europe are complicated and hard to pin down, the implications are critically important for the U.S. economy.